We at Technicare would like to wish you a Merry Christmas! Hi, we at Technicare would like to wish you and your families a Merry Christmas. We'd also like to let you know about 2 links in this email. The first link is for the e-gift card for $50 off in January to start your 2021 with a clean slate, or at least clean windows, carpets, and air ducts. The second link is for our friend Justin Rogers. He was diagnosed with ALS last year. Please click and sign the petition to release the treatment that he and thousands of others need to survive this dreaded disease.
Patients of ALS don't have time. We need you to click this link, sign my prayer, and challenge 3 people to do the same. A guy on my hockey team asked me if I had been drinking, and I said, no. What do you mean? And he said, well, your speech sounds slurred. The next day, I called my primary care doctor. She did some simple hand strength tests and said, well, let's get you an EMG. She went ahead and tested my left leg, right leg, right arm, and my jaw. Whatever she saw in my left arm, she was like, oh boy. And then she said, well, you know, I saw some things that are odd. You should probably get an MRI. And I said, I already did. And she was like, oh. And I said, you're seeing my results are consistent with motor neuron disease, aren't they? I've been doing all kinds of Google searches in between now and then. She said, I am. So she said, you have to go see a neurologist, the best neurologist in the tri-state. But he wanted to do a couple other scans. He got me an MRI, my cervical spine. And then when he got the results of that, saying that this is not a mimic and that you do have ALS. One of the interesting things about ALS is there is no treatment. It's not like cancer where you and your doctor work together to put together a plan for how we're going to beat this. Basically, when you get ALS, it's, hey, you have ALS, do you have a will? Start working on your bucket list. Trying to make the best of what I can while I can. What ALS does is it, my layman terms, it attacks your muscles. What I tell people is that my muscles are dying. My legs and my arms and my hands and my neck. And why my speech is poor is because my tongue and my lips and my cheeks and my throat are all affected. Eventually I won't be able to speak at all. I won't be able to move my legs and my arms. I won't be able to walk. Eventually I'll reach full paralysis. Eventually it will reach my diaphragm and I will no longer be able to breathe. Getting dressed is more difficult. Brushing my teeth is more difficult. Shaving is more difficult. Buttoning my pants is more difficult. Unbuttoning my pants. Everything that I used to take for granted because it was so simple is now becoming more and more difficult as my fingers lose their strength. My wife and my 8-year-old daughter have become my caretakers. My daughter helps me put on my socks. She helps me put on my shoes. She helps me put on my coat. She picks up things for me. So many diseases, they really only affect the patient. Of course, family members are saddened by what's happening to the loved one, but with ALS, you become an inconvenience and a burden on those that you love the most, those that you surround yourself with every day. While I'm still fairly self-sufficient and mobile, I've got to do everything I can now. My now 8-year-old daughter read a book when she was about 3 that was set in Paris. She became obsessed with Paris, the Eiffel Tower, the hats they wear, and tea, and so she always, between 3 and 8, has really wanted to go to Paris. So I told her that when she gets accepted to college, I will take her to Paris. And so after I got diagnosed, we booked the trip. She asked me, why are we going now?
First, we do start with a pre-board for those passengers that need extra time. We'll board our Delta One and Diamond Diamonds. And after the Delta One and Diamond Diamonds, we board the Stanley Point.
We took her to Paris as an 8-year-old instead of as an 18-year-old. We took her to Paris early because it's likely that I won't make it to see her graduate from college. So the only way that I can fulfill this promise to a parent is to take her to Paris now.
So, what has it been like having Stacy, the love of your life, by your side through this journey?
I wasn't prepared to answer that one. There's the best thing about having Stacy, my wife, by my side is I feel so safe. Getting through the day. Is easier when she's here.
He pulled up ALS on the iPad, handed it to me, and I said, "Oh my God, who has this?" And he didn't answer for a few minutes, and then he said, "I think I do." I don't want to say I laughed it off, but I was like, "No, you can't have that."
That's right.
It was too incredible to ever even believe, and so he handed me a checklist, and I started going on, "You don't have this, well, you don't have this, you don't have fasciculations in your arms where they twitch." "Yes, I do." I just kept going down the list, and he said, "Yeah, I've got that too." And with every yes, it's like a little piece of your heart gets chipped away. So when you get the diagnosis of ALS, there's virtually no hope given to you. There's no, "Oh, we're going to do surgery, we're going to try radiation or chemo or this pill." You start thinking immediately about the future, about 5 minutes into the future and 5 years and 10 years. The bright spot in this has been we got him into a clinical trial. Even though there's only a 50% chance that he'll get the neurone treatment, I'll take 50% over zip any minute of any day. And I understand that even if he gets the treatment at the end of the trial, it could be stripped from him and everybody else who's in the trial. And if that happens, if that hope, if that last bit of hope is taken and it takes them so long to get this approved, my fear is that being strong for Justin and being strong for Baron is going to quickly turn into surviving, watching the guy I love not be with us in various stages, not be with us in voice. You know, I'm not even scared that Justin can't walk or can't pick up a cup or whatever. I don't care. I can do many, many things for Justin. I can't speak for him. To not hear him say I love you, call Baron sugar cakes, or I can't replace that. You can't imagine the hammer that is ALS. That just comes with a death sentence unless neurone or other stem cell-like treatments are put into the hands of patients. Now, that's all they're asking is give me the right to try this treatment. He's not asking for a cure, neither am I. I'm asking for a shot.
Brainstorm Cell Therapeutics is a small company out of Israel. Then they have a stem cell therapy called Neuron, N-U-R-O-W-N. This therapy is incredible. It is in phase 3 of the trials right now. It's already gone through phase 1. Is it safe? It's gone through phase 2, which is, does it work? And now it's in phase 3, which I believe is dosing. People who have received Neuron in phase 1 and people who have received Neuron in phase 2 and now in phase 3, they have been bound to a wheelchair, and now, after receiving Neuron, they're walking again. It's not a cure, but it has the ability to give ALS patients their life back. I believe it's been in trial for 10 years. What is just incredible to me is that there are people who received Neuron in phase 1 who got better. They got their life back. At the end of their portion of the trial, the therapy is taken away because it's a repetitive therapy. You have to have it over and over and over again for as long as you live. When you finish the trial, you stop receiving Neuron, so you revert. Your ALS symptoms come back. So the people in phase 1 who received this, who got better and have now died. The people in phase 2 who received this, who got better, have now died. Phase 3 has been going on, I think, for over 2 years now. It has 1 year left. The people in phase 3 who have received Neuron, their trial is over for them, so now it's been taken away. Patients with ALS, we have nothing to lose. We know it's safe. We know it works. Give it to me. What's going to happen? Am I going to die? I'm going to die anyway. Before it's too late, myself and the other 30,000 Americans with ALS can have the therapy now. I have been accepted into the trial, into the phase 3 Neuron trial. There are 200 people in the phase 3 of the trial. And in January, they're going to extract my bone marrow from both of my hips. Then in February, I will receive my first injection into my spine. However, the phase 3 trial is a double-blind placebo. Therefore, 100 people will receive Neuron. 100 people will receive the placebo. I will not know if I'm receiving Neuron or the placebo. I could get all my mobility back. I can get my speech back. I can get my legs back, my arms, my hands. I could be playing hockey again. But after the trial's over, depending on how long this takes to get Neuron distributed globally, I could, in the next 12 months, I could die waiting for this to become available to me. So my dad grew up in Michigan. He was a big hockey player. He actually played varsity hockey at Ohio State University. And then he had 3 boys. I'm the youngest. I started skating when I was 18 months old. We actually grew up in Chicago, and we played hockey our entire lives, both my brothers and myself. I played on Miami's club team for 4 years. And then after that, I played in men's leagues since I graduated 12 years ago. Every winter, there's a huge pond hockey tournament up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So my dad and brothers and I would go participate in that tournament. I'm ashamed to say you take it all for granted. I love watching the NHL, but it makes it sad because I can't play. Familiarize yourself with ALS, even just a little bit. Sign my prayer and challenge 3 of your friends to also watch my video. Sign my prayer and challenge 3 of their friends.